I think I mentioned, city collects municipal solid waste, recycling, and yard waste from about 100,000 residential customers. Mostly single family. The private haulers really control in the city of Atlanta the multifamily market and the commercial market. The city charges our customers $30 a year for the privilege of recycling. The privilege of recycling. But we don't, recycling is not mandatory within the city on those residential customers. About 40% of our customers participate, and the tonnage makes up about 10% of all of our tonnage. So we have not really a robust participation and a relatively small percentage of overall capture of recycled material. In that vein, and our recycling program is single stream. All the recycled material goes into a single bin. Our contract processor then separates that material and gives it to end market. We are implementing a pilot incentivized program to try to get our participation rate up and our tonnage rate up. It includes 10% of our customers, so 10,000 of our customers will be receiving a large recycling bin as pictured there. It'll be a 96-gallon bin to replace the smaller 18-gallon bin that we utilize currently. The bins will include an electronic chip. They will record the total weight of the bin when collected, so we'll know customer by customer what they're all doing. Based on that individual tonnage by customer, they can utilize a web-based service and redeem coupons to be used at local commercial entities based on the amount of tonnage they participate with. So that's the carrot. Put stuff in the recycle bin, avoid it taking to the landfill, and we're going to give you coupons. So I'm convinced that in single family market in Atlanta, the children in those families will catch on to this very quickly because we're going to have a lot of children-related coupons available. And I suspect that's going to be our main target audience. We anticipate, all our market research and experience suggests that we will increase participation rates up to 70–80%. And we could quadruple or we could increase tonnage by 400 to 600%. And that is our goal. And we believe the pilot program will be successful, and then we're going to have to figure out a way to take that pilot program and expand it to all 100,000 of our customers. And really the challenge there is one of finance. Putting 100,000 bins in the hands of my customers has a price tag of about $5 million. So if any of you all out there have an idea how you could fund that bin program for me, please send me an email. Every ton of recycled material eliminates the need to dispose of the landfill, and currently our cost to dispose of our solid waste is running just under $40 a ton. So we have an environmental and an economic incentive to do this. I've got a couple slides here. The next two slides represent really ongoing investigations. But I'll admit going in, these next two slides we are investigating, but I do not yet have any solutions. So as you see this, and as your business may offer some solutions, again, please come visit us. I think we have a reciprocal program in Atlanta in June. Be pleased to talk to you in June. The city does not have any active solid waste landfills. City Council, in their wisdom, closed our landfills some number of years ago. The city's closed landfills have methane gas collection systems, and the Department of Public Works is exploring, really through private entities, the idea of capture of that waste gas to energy. The way we're looking at this is that we need to be able to have a private entity up front provide the funding, own and operate that system. And we've had lots of discussions with lots of folks, but so far that has not turned into a contract or a project. So we are still confident that that will happen, but it's an ongoing issue. Public Works has a stated goal of zero waste to landfill within 50 years. That has been our mission for a number of years. Towards that end, the city continues to explore other ways to reduce the amount of flow to landfills, and one would be waste to energy of solid waste. Again, similar in vein to how we've had those discussions. I've had a number of firms come to see us. We've had a number of entities who have looked at that operation. Technology is available in the marketplace. There do seem to be some obstacles that we've identified, and one of those primarily is scaling up technology to fit our overall size of an operation. And the other is in Georgia in general, or in the Southeast in general, and Atlanta in particular, we have the lowest landfill tipping rates in the country. We are still able to dispose of our tonnage at under $40 a ton. So when you look at the economics of waste to energy, so far that hasn't been attractive enough to the private side to result in a deal. But we remain optimistic and ever hopeful. So if you got some good ideas, come see us. Alternatively, we have been able to contract out and avoid landfilling of our yard waste. Our yard waste represents about 20% of our total tonnage, and we currently have a contracted service that grinds that material, and it's then used as an auxiliary fuel at a paper mill. So we are avoiding the landfilling of our yard waste. And we've also had the discussions of looking at composting of our yard waste, or even composting of our solid waste. Again, on the idea of bringing that into a private entity. And those are, our real obstacle on composting is we have a pretty big tonnage and not a whole lot of open space inside the city of Atlanta. This is the second one where we have had lots of discussion and not yet a solution offered by the private side. The city owns 15,000 streetlights, and we lease an additional 35,000 from Georgia Power. Our streetlights basically utilize high-pressure sodium. Our annual energy bill for our street lighting program exceeds $7 million. That's a pretty big price tag. My entire budget for the transportation side of Public Works is about $25 million. So power is a big chunk of that budget. We'd like to lower that power bill and not turn off the lights. But, you know, push come to shove, that might be the next step. We've explored the potential of converting to LED lights or even solar power lights. And this is, again, the same thing. We've had lots of discussion. It would appear that industry tells us there's a relatively short payback in doing that. 2-3 years, we might be able to make that payback work. But again, and this is what I've told a number of firms who've come to see me. In fact, I've had some emails from some folks up here in Montreal. And that is, bring your money with you. Bring some of those good Canadian dollars down here. And what we need is somebody who can figure out how to finance an operation like this. That they would finance the upfront retrofit of our streetlights, and we would pay for that out of the savings generated. That's the only way we can viably make this work. So we've been exploring that, and we've encouraged firms to go out and folks were getting a little more creative until our most recent financial crisis in the States, which has kind of put a problem in the lending markets.